Everyone tells you the same thing. Be disciplined. Stay motivated. Fix your mindset. But what if your mind isn't the problem? What if you're not weak, not lazy, not broken? What if you're just placed in the wrong environment? Because here's the truth most people never hear. Your environment shapes your behavior long before your mindset gets a vote. And once you see this, you stop blaming yourself and start redesigning your life. You've tried to change before. You promised yourself, I'll wake up earlier. I'll stop procrastinating. I'll finally stay consistent. And for a few days, maybe weeks, you did. Then life pulled you back. Not because you didn't care, but because willpower is fragile. Your mind is not designed to fight its external pressure all day. If discipline was enough, everyone would already be where they want to be. But discipline doesn't live in isolation. It lives inside a system. And most people never question the system they're in. Look at your daily behavior. What you eat, how you think, what you reach for when you're tired, what you do when no one's watching. Now ask yourself something uncomfortable. Did you choose these patterns, or did you absorb them? Because environment works quietly. It doesn't argue, it doesn't motivate, it doesn't inspire. It pulls. Your phone pulls your attention. Your room pulls your habits. Your city pulls your pace. Your social circle pulls your identity. You don't rise or fall to the level of your motivation. You drift to the level of your environment. Take the same person. Put them in a chaotic space. Constant noise, constant alerts, constant temptation. Now put that same person in a calm, structured space. Clear mornings, fewer distractions, intentional routines. You don't get the same outcome. You get completely different lives. This is why people change when they move. Not because they became stronger, but because the environment stopped fighting them. You see this in places like Tokyo. Order creates behavior. You feel it in cities like New York City. Speed creates urgency. The place teaches you how to live without ever speaking to you. This is where most advice fails. It talks to the mind and ignores the external noise. Just focus, just push through, just say no. But your brain is a prediction machine. It reacts to what's around you. If junk food is visible, you'll crave it. If your phone is nearby, you'll check it. If chaos surrounds you, your mind will feel chaotic. That's not weakness, that's biology. Even people we admire understood this. They didn't rely on motivation. They built environments that made the right action easier than the wrong one. Not heroic willpower, quiet design. Right now, discipline is trending. You see it everywhere. Monk mode, dopamine detox, hard reset. But most people miss the point. Discipline isn't about suffering. It's about reducing friction. Real discipline looks boring from the outside because it removes temptation instead of fighting it, silence instead of stimulation, structure instead of chaos, fewer decisions instead of constant self-control. That's why discipline feels calm to those who understand it, and exhausting to those who don't. Here's something most people never audit: their default environment. The room they wake up in, the apps they open first, the people they spend the most time with, the noise they normalize. You don't notice it because it feels familiar, but familiarity is powerful. If everyone around you rushes, you rush. If everyone complains, you complain. If everyone stays comfortable, you hesitate to grow. Not because you want to, but because humans adapt. And adaptation works both ways. This is what separates people who grow from people who stay stuck. Strong people don't argue with temptation. They avoid it. They don't rely on motivation. They rely on structure. They don't constantly try harder. They quietly remove what drains them. That's why their lives look calm, even when their goals are demanding. Their strength isn't loud. It's designed. You don't need to move across the world. You don't need a new identity. You need small environmental shifts. Change what you see first in the morning. Change where your phone lives at night. Change what's within arm's reach when you're tired. Change who has access to your energy. You're not forcing discipline. You're inviting it. When the environment supports you, your mind stops resisting. Consistency becomes natural. Focus becomes easier. Growth stops feeling like a fight. Here's the shift most people never make. They stop asking, "Why am I like this?" and start asking, "What is shaping me?" That question alone changes everything. Because once you see the environment clearly, you stop blaming yourself and start taking control. Not aggressively, not loudly, but intentionally. So if you've been trying to change and it feels harder than it should, maybe the problem was never your mind. Maybe you've been asking it to survive in a place that keeps pulling you backward. Fix the environment, and the person you're trying to become finally gets room to exist. Stay unbroken.